Dear students, welcome all of you in current today's session. Topic of this session is actually role of metal ion in biological system. The six elements, that is actually hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur, are used to build all of the important molecules and biomolecules present in living systems, including protein, nucleic acids, and biomembranes. In total, 20 elements appear to be essential for humans, 10 of which are metals and 10 are non-metals. In addition to sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, essential metallic elements also include manganese, iron, cobalt, copper, zinc, and molybdenum, which are collectively known as trace elements. Here you can see from the slide that essential elements are denoted here in green. Those are sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, manganese, iron, cobalt, copper, zinc, and molybdenum. Rest are mentioned, few are mentioned as in pink. These are actually essential only for some form of lives, where chromium is mentioned in yellow. This is important, but only for certain biological functions. So as a whole, we can say that essential metals are involved in many important biological functions. For example, catalytic functions to stabilize proteins. It can also move electrons from electron donors to electron acceptors. It can prevent the damage by reactive oxygen species. It can help to build DNA and the regulation of hormone levels. The process which ensures that the metals are distributed in the required quantities within cells, tissue, and organs on an appropriate time scale is known as metal homeostasis. Conversely, metal dishomeostasis at various levels of an organism is an important denominator and cause of many illnesses such as neurodegeneration, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and diabetes. However, it should also be noted that metal dyshomeostasis may be a consequence of diseases. So here you can see this slide actually summarizes essential metal ions with its biological role and daily dietary allowances. Here you can see sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, zinc, cobalt, copper, iron, manganese, and molybdenum with its essential biological functions and daily dietary allowances for adults and as well as infants in milligram unit. Here, the calcium 2 plus plays a critical role. We can mention it in muscle cell contraction and relaxation, whereas magnesium 2 plus is used for cleavage and replication of DNA RNA strands, whereas zinc 2 plus and cobalt 2 plus ion catalyzes the hydrolysis of phosphates by serving as Lewis acids. Sodium plus and potassium plus ion play an important role in the nerve cell membranes, whereas calcium, magnesium, manganese, and zinc ions help to stabilize a particular protein's configuration. Now, we will see the role of we'll focus on iron actually. Here you can see that iron is an essential element for blood production. About 70% of iron in human body is found in the red blood cells of blood called hemoglobin and in muscle cells called myoglobin. Hemoglobin is essential for transferring oxygen in blood from the lungs to the tissues, whereas myoglobin in muscle cells, it accepts, stores, transports, and releases oxygen. Now we will focus on hemoglobin. In most vertebrates, the hemoglobin molecule is an assembly of 4 globular protein subunits. You can see here in this figure that alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1 and beta 2 are the 4 globular protein subunits which actually assemble and form the hemoglobin molecule. Each subunit, that means alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1 and beta 2 all, each subunit is composed of a protein chain tightly associated with a non-protein prosthetic heme group. So a heme group consists of an iron held in an heterocyclic ring. Now you see this figure. You can see this is the structure of molecular structure of heme group. That means heme group is a non-protein prosthetic group which is tightly associated with the protein chain in hemoglobin. So one heme group consists of one iron atom held in a heterocyclic ring. Okay, this ring is known as porphyrin. This porphyrin ring consists of, you can see here, 4 chiral rings, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 chiral molecules cyclically linked together by methane bridges. These are the methane bridges, which with the iron bound in the center, and in the center you can find this particular iron. The iron, which is the site for oxygen binding, coordinates with 4 nitrogen atoms in the center of the ring, which all lie in one plane. So this is the iron, which is which takes a central position of this heme ligand, and you can see this actually this iron is actually site of oxygen binding, and it can coordinate with 4 nitrogen atoms. Okay, and all these nitrogen atoms lie in one plane. Now, what is the significance of heme and porphyrins? So, heme is a porphyrin ring complexed with ferrous iron. That means Fe2+. Fe's oxidation state here is 2+, and a protoporphyrin ring. Heme is an essential prosthetic group in proteins that is necessary as a subcellular compartment to perform diverse biological functions like hemoglobin and mitochondria. Other enzymes which use this heme unit as a prosthetic group includes cytochrome C of the electron transport chain, catalase, and nitric oxide synthase. So the major tissues of hemesynthesis are bone marrow by erythrocytes and liver by hepatocytes. Hemesynthesis occurs in the cytosol and mitochondria. Next, what is the significance of porphyrins? Porphyrins are essentials for aerobic life because of their key role in processes related to the oxygen production, oxygen transport, and oxygen use. They are cyclic macromolecule composed of 4 modified chiral subunits that form easily complexes with metallic ions such as iron and magnesium. Porphyrins are compounds necessary for hemesynthesis in hemoglobin metabolism. Porphyrins are ubiquitous in nature as a heme cofactor of hemoglobin cytochromes and other redox reactive enzymes. Now we'll focus on the role of cobalt metal ion in biological system. The essentiality of the cobalt in the diet was confirmed in 1984 when vitamin B12, which contains 4% of this particular metal, was discovered. Vitamin B12 or cyanocobalamin is one of the 8 B group vitamins, and it is abundant in food derived from animals, mostly beef, lamb, chicken, and eggs. The cobalt central ion in vitamin B12 is coordinated by 4 equatorial nitrogen atoms. You can see the molecular structure of cyanocobalamin. So you can see this is the position. Central ion is cobalt, and it is actually coordinated to 4 nitrogen atoms in a square planar arrangement, which originates from the pyrrole groups. Cobalt salts have been used extensively in sports medicine as a substitute for blood doping, as a means to boost the number of erythrocytes and improve aerobic performance also. Now, in this slide, you can see the significance of cyanocobalamin. Vitamin B12 or cyanocobalamin is an important B vitamin. It is crucial for nerve tissue health, brain function, and production of red blood cells. Cobalamin is another name for vitamin B12. Since the cyanocobalamin form of B12 is easy to crystallize and is not sensitive to air oxidation, it is typically used as a form of B12 for food additives in many common multivitamins. It helps in the production of DNA and RNA. So folate and B12 work together to produce S-adenosyl methionine, a compound involved in immune function and mood. So these are the reference we have used to prepare this slide. Thanks to all of you.